Well, footballers make a lot of money. What they do with that money, however, varies greatly from one player to another. Some footballers go on to do remarkable things with the salaries they receive, such as opening charities, helping fund health and education programs, and making a change in the world. Other footballers are less noble, choosing to spend their money on more materialistic goods, such as starting up their own personal car collection. But hey, we're not here to judge who's spending his money the right way or the wrong way. However, there are footballers who, for various reasons, badly mishandle their finances, to the point that they're in serious financial trouble at the end of their respective careers. Welcome to another episode of Luxury Infinite. If you enjoy all things luxury, then subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on any of our latest and greatest uploads. All right, let's get into today's video. Cristiano Ronaldo is rich and he knows it. He's not in any danger of going bankrupt anytime soon. As far as we know, he's one of the world's best recognized names and reportedly makes around $40 million in salary and endorsements per year. So when you're that rich, financial accountability isn't likely to be very high on your priorities. But still, Ronaldo's ridiculous spending on cars, homes, as well as £8,000 a month on clothes, it's all surely a bit irresponsible. Ronaldo spends a lot of time talking about how he wants to be a role model for his son, but spending £8,000 a month on clothes surely won't help that cause. Without getting too caught up in Ronaldo's personal life, it's safe to say that even with his enormous amounts of wealth, he has been rather irresponsible with his expenditures. Pelé spent 18 magnificent years with Brazilian club Santos before entering semi-retirement in 1972. However, in 1975, reportedly due to financial troubles, Pelé decided to come out of semi-retirement to play with NASL's New York Cosmos before retiring for good in 1977. What I can't figure out is how Pelé managed to get himself into financial trouble in spite of numerous international tours, World Cups, and endorsement deals in his career, even though football was a much more fiscally conservative game back in Pelé's time. Surely money must have been coming at him from all angles, even prior to his move to the New York Cosmos. In addition to his financial troubles, at the end of his time with Santos, Pelé was also financially irresponsible as Brazil's Minister of Sport in the 1990s. He reportedly made gambling a part of his football income, and as a result, money laundering and corruption became more widespread within the Brazilian FA. Seeing the way Pelé acts and carries himself today, I can't say I'm too surprised. Mario Balotelli. It seems Mario Balotelli is always losing money. Earlier this Wednesday, he was fined a week's wages for breaking club curfew, and back in December, he reportedly spent £55,000 to stay at the Manchester City hotel for 8 weeks while repairs were being made to his home. Those repairs reportedly cost him £400,000. Then, last year, Balotelli reportedly gave a homeless man £1,000 after winning £25,000 at a casino that same day. He followed that act of bizarre charity with another one this past Christmas, as he surprised drinkers at a local pub with a £1,000 bar tab. And sadly, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Balotelli's fines. With the money he earns at Manchester City, Balotelli earns enough money to afford all the fines he receives, but he sure would have a lot more money to use on his bizarre acts of charity if he just accumulated fewer fines. Dietmar Hamann. Dietmar Hamann had a solid career with the likes of Bayern Munich, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Manchester City before retiring permanently at the end of the 2010-11 season. Recently, Hamann admitted that he suffered from serious gambling problems toward the end of his career, explaining that there was one night when he managed to blow £200,000 all at once. Hamann's problems first came to light when it was reported that he had £600,000 in unpaid debt and that he could be taken to court over the issue. Luckily, Hamann has stated that he has found happiness once again and that with his happiness, his gambling problems have disappeared. Obafemi Martins. Remember Obafemi Martins? This was the guy who looked set to become a truly world-class striker in his time with Inter Milan and Newcastle. He seemed to be a simple, modest guy who really enjoyed scoring goals and was rarely ever in the media. But apparently, there was more to Martins than met the eye. According to the Daily Mail, in his time with Newcastle, Martins regularly withdrew £40,000 at weekends and a further £25,000 the following Monday, while on a £75,000 a week salary. But that wasn't where it stopped. Apparently, he and his agent were so inept that when Martins first arrived at Newcastle, he had not been paid a penny for his image rights on Newcastle United shirts and mugs, and had received nothing from his sponsorship deals, and could not even find the contracts he had originally signed. I mean, talk about a train wreck. NVA Management offered to step in to manage every aspect of Martins' life in exchange for a one-off fee of £300,000 and 20% of all sponsorship money earned, and Martins agreed, only to once again show his financial irresponsibility by failing to pay the £300,000 fee. Even with his financial problems, Martins insisted on owning several fast cars, including a top-of-the-class £85,000 Porsche Cayenne 4x4, and spent his money on a lifestyle of luxurious penthouse homes and fine dining. He owned a large multi-million-pound home in the exclusive footballers' enclave of Darras Hall, near Pontyland, Northumbria, and rented an opulent flat overlooking Newcastle upon Tyne's trendy quayside. Maybe Martins' financial problems were what convinced him to make ill-fated transfers to Germany and then Russia, where he now frequently warms the bench for Rubin Kazan. Paul Gascoigne. Throughout his football career, and especially after it, Paul Gascoigne has had at least 99 problems, and financial responsibility was definitely one. Gascoigne's financial problems largely stemmed from his other bad habits. So back in 2006, Gascoigne reportedly lost thousands of pounds gambling at blackjack, while simultaneously chain-smoking 100 cigarettes and downing glass after glass of Cristal champagne. I mean, you'd think someone would have stepped in at some point to stop the madness. In 2008, Gascoigne admitted to spending £2,000 a day on cocaine. Somewhat comically, it is reported that he was sorting out 35 lines but would only take his favorite line numbers 16 and 19. Then he was throwing the rest away, which must have been costing him thousands. Just crazy. The list of incidents goes on and on. The good news, however, is that Gascoigne got through 2011 relatively incident-free, and the same applies for 2012. Well, here's hoping he can continue to stay clean and addiction-free after so many years of struggling. 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿. Believed by many to be the best footballer in the history of football, it's a shame 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿 could never shake off his drinking and financial problems to perform at his highest possible level. 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿 won the 1958 and 1962 World Cups with Brazil, but off the field, during his best years and afterwards, 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿's personal life was a mess. His father was a heavy drinker, and he inherited this bad habit from his father, killing his mother-in-law as a result of drunk driving, as well as running over and seriously injuring a 10-year-old boy. Financially, 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿's naivete with money left him in severe financial problems, and he was tricked into signing blank contracts where directors would pay him minimum wage. 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿 passed away due to cirrhosis of the liver in 1983, bringing an end to the unhappy and troubled life of 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿's post-football career. George Best. Well, check out this quote. "I spent 90% of my money on women, drink, and fast cars. The rest I wasted." There are plenty of famous George Best quotes out there, but said quote there probably best exemplifies the life of George Best. He made an excellent start to life with Manchester United, but after 2 nightclubs in Manchester in the late 1960s, his decline began. He developed problems with gambling, womanizing, and alcoholism, and would never reach the heights he reached with United in his early years with the club. There's a famous story about when a waiter delivering champagne to Best's hotel room saw thousands of pounds of casino winnings and the current Miss World. They were both arranged tastefully on the bed. And the scene prompted the legendary question, "Mr. Best, where did it all go wrong?" Best's final message via News of the World was, "Don't die like me," a warning to footballers and non-footballers alike to avoid the path of destruction, which likely prematurely ended Best's life on November 25th, 2005. And with that, we've reached the end of this video, all about how football stars spend their millions. If you enjoyed it and you found it interesting, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one.